you're from America? Both your parents are Americans?
Yeah, yeah. Both of my people are we come from Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, which brings us into the 68% of Black Americans who came in through Charleston. You know what I'm saying? So my point of entry, is Charleston. A lot of us don't know. A lot of us didn't come straight from the motherland. A lot of us first went to a island or somewhere what they call seasoning islands before coming to America. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't really know. I know you're well abreast of that, but when they say like think anywhere from 93 to 96% of Black people, Africans, didn't come straight to the U.S. A lot of them went to the islands in Central and South Africa first. I mean America first. A lot of us came straight from the islands. And then a lot then some of us came straight from the motherland as well. But that's that whole study and that whole migration. Of African people.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So I got a question. How is it that an American born and raised is tapping into a global economy, specifically in Africa and with cannabis? Like, how did you even get started or get into all of that?
Well, I think for me, it sounds so cliche, but I'm an 80s baby. So when I was young, I remember my mom used to watch this show called Shaka Zulu. You know what I'm saying? It was just
Hmm.
real
Yeah.
big. I think it may have been the late 80s. It may have been the early 90s. I can't remember. I was young. But that kind of, that instilled, a sense of pride, even looking at it from a warrior side. But then growing older and just, doing the research. My background is in cultural anthropology. So, tapping into that, Africa was even the reason I went to pursue a degree in cultural anthropology, which I didn't finish, but I will be finishing once I get everything where I need it with the business. So just,
Right.
studying that, even ending up in South Africa, this was actually the last place I wanted to be because of ignorance. I was thinking it's so close to America, why come here first? But once I came here and I saw the infrastructure, I really, I was like, yo, this might be a great, transitioning point for African Americans. You know what I'm saying? Because of the infrastructure and things that we're used to. A lot of us are not ready to, even here you deal with load shedding. You know about load shedding, especially in Johannesburg. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I came here, understood the infrastructure, and I just really felt like, we can tap in here. A lot of people here, as Black people, man, we deal with the same issues globally. Disorganization, not being organized, not trusting each other, trusting white people much more than we trust each other. White supremacy, I hate calling it supremacy because there's nothing supreme about it. But the disease of whiteness is global, and they wasn't smart. When you study the Berlin Conference, when I wrote an article on it called Gang Rape. Africa was the first continent that each so-called European power came together and premeditated on you get this side, I get this side, you get that side, and kind of like split up the continent. So, it's just a lot of getting through a lot of that, a lot of the same things that we deal with as black people in America and in the islands, becoming more solution minded. Those are some of the drawbacks, but the talent, the skill, and everything here, black people around the world, we talented, to a whole nother level. So it's just about, looking to be a trendsetter and understanding that the wealth is made on the cusp of something happening. So, when it's gray, like the legal cannabis industry, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry, the hemp side would be probably a multi-trillion-dollar industry. When you're dealing with that, and that's the right time to really, build brands and take advantage of that gray area. So when everything get popping, you can already be established. So often we want to mimic white people. We want to think about how can we get land, how can we grow, which is our roots. We are, the children of the sun, and our hands always in the soil. But like in America, we got even in South Africa. For me, I thought about it like we have to lean into, what the Most High gave us naturally bestowed upon us, which is the ability to start and build brands, trends, things of that nature. So for me, I didn't go the route of trying to do an organization or trying to do get land and grow. My thing was who's going to be the next Nike, Adidas, the Tesla, the Apple, the Amazon, Facebook, so forth and so forth. And that was that's kind of how with Black. Okay, so HBCAANU is the second brand. That's more of an American brand, as you see HBCU. So the rhetoric, that logic. If you're American, a Black American, or familiar with that culture, then HBCAANU would naturally make sense to you. So that's my brand Jordan. Whereas my brand Nike is Black and Cannabis. That's the global brand. You don't really have to think too much about Black and Cannabis. It's natural. So my whole thing is, you know, why play chess when you can play Monopoly? Because that's what, the other side is playing. They're not worried about out moving anyone because they're worried about ownership. So that's kind of what, really pulled me over here, and just to teach the people here and also be taught by the people here. You understand? Because I'm not above education by no means. And and be able to grow some great brands. In closing, there's already a few brands in South Africa that's, already positioned themselves to make the millions and billions, but none of them are Black brands. None of them are Black brands. So when you see the website Black and Cannabis, well, with HBCANU, that's more of that educated enlightenment brand, where Black and Cannabis is more of that entrepreneur based, you know, um, luxury brand, so to speak. So when you see the website, we have a video, we have all African models, everything, models from Congo, Nigeria, South Africa, Zimbabwe, different tribes, so we can really, push and highlight, that African, everything that is African on the continent, and of course throughout, the diaspora.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Thank you for that glorious breakdown, King. You
No,
you
thank you,
you
brother.
dropped a lot of gems on that one.